I bet you're wondering how I got into this mess. Well, it started with a white lie and a dark truth. I needed a hospital. I needed a day off. I needed a pretty dame with soft lips and a nursing degree. Because somebody spilled, and I don't mean to the feds. Turns out it's not all peaches and cream. I was so late on my rent that I lost my digs. Then me and Mary Jane called it quits. The less said about that, the better. 1939's a tough year to crack. Enter the Scorpion Gang, a misguided group of two big crooks up to no good. And Aunt May's been on my tush about using pistols. But honestly, what am I supposed to do here? We don't pick the ballroom, we just dance. I get it, times are tough. But turning to crime, stealing a shipment of gems, killing dock workers and guards, what would your mother say? So I straightened them out real good. Oh hey, bing bang boom, they always miss me. You know why I love this line of work? It's the little things. The fresh air, the exercise, the fellowship, and an opportunity to rub elbows with the common man. Oh, they think they got me. The rat bastards think they liquefied my guts. Surprise, goon, it's your worst nightmare. Here's your red 40, kid. I break out the pistol and let him have it. I know, but the guy had me dead to rights and the heater was just sitting there. So let's wrap this up before anybody else gets hurt. I web up the rest of the crooks and get going. By the time the feds do show up, I'm out of the picture. Thankfully, only tourists look up. Back at the office, my landlady's breathing down my neck for her rent. I'm 3 weeks late. I need to find dough fast. I'll do something, anything. And that's when trouble walked in like it always does, on a great set of legs. Through the door, right into my life. Gwendolyn Stacy wants to hire me to find out who killed her father. I take the job immediately. And then Aunt May rings me. Ever since I told her I was Spider-Man, she's been running around like a chicken with her head cut off. As I lock up, Miss Wong presses me for the rent money. She chases me like a cockroach to a pizza box. I go to the morgue to investigate the body of Captain Stacy. Cause of death? A slug, a bullet. But he also had water in his lungs. Then the pigs come in, trying to press me. Beat it, Fuzz, I'm on a case. Oh, hey, somebody paid good money for this setup and I want to know whose name is on the handle. So I web and blind whoever I need to and scram. What the hell's going on around here? Doesn't make any sense. Why the big police presence? Smells like a cover-up, which makes my job even better. So I spill the beans to Miss Stacy. She had no clue her father lived a double life. Then we find a big safe behind the bookshelf, big enough to keep farm equipment in. Sundays is when I visit Aunt May for breakfast. She worries about me, tells me to go watch The Wizard of Oz. Honestly, I've read the book. Dorothy is supposed to be a little girl. Then I finally get to the World's Fair and run into a flying fascist trying to make off with a bag of cash. I hate Nazis, and flying Nazis are the worst, so I let loose on the scumbag. These crowds talk tough, but when it comes to a fight, they fall apart. It's times like this that you wish you'd bought American-made. Alright, street rat, I want to know which bars you hit and when. Spill! But then the cops want them to themselves, and they tell me to step off. I just can't catch a break. Even when I win, I lose. The crowd got the dough, the cops got the crook, and all I got was $5. Back at the diner, I earned a free meal, but no booze, just sipping on ooze. Sounds like a snooze. And then it hit me. Captain George Stacy was a member of the Scorpion Gang, and his killer was Spider-Man. So now we gotta work overtime with issue 2. A real handsome bar brawl in Private Eye. Damn good cover if you ask me, but who's asking? Seems Captain George Stacy was moonlighting as a member of the Scorpion Gang, making off with a boatload of stolen gems. Stacy got the drop on me and I had no choice but to shoot or be shot. Then we start off in a fresh new ballroom, with Hardboiled and his goons trying to end the Scorpion Gang. I don't know which side to pick, but he won't stop yapping. I tell him, quit flapping your gums, goon. The real concern is the innocent people caught in a crossfire. But I'm less worried about these cockroaches. They deserve whatever's dished at them. I do what I can to mitigate the damage, but sometimes it's just best to stop the bleeding at the source. That's the thing about messes, they never go away. They only spread around. So I take their heaters and I throw it back to them. What's the matter, Boyle? They didn't teach you any manners at the school of big palookas? The lady said scram. He tells me lay off it, gum scraper. I'm warning you, I ain't the top of this Sunday. He's actually one tough son of a bitch. I knock him out and he gets back up. But I've got things to do and people to see. So I guess I gotta go another round with Shoeless Joe Jackass. So I give the rat bastard a right straight he'll never forget, right in that second head of his. Only this time in return, I get my handbag filled with acid. Oh hey! And then, the lights went out. That big palooka hit me so hard I flew up into the top of the building, surrounded by the back alley boys. They sized me up but they didn't like the fit. Now there's enough beef in the air to open up a burger joint. The next day I visit Miss Stacy, and I tell her father was running with a pretty tough crowd, and I have an idea on who might have whacked him. And then I see it. A photo hanging on an odd angle, which is code for a safe. I stop at the Black Cat Club for a drink and newspaper reading, and then I bump into an old friend, Arnie, from the 5th grade. He hands me a pamphlet to a Nazi rally. When I read it, it says pro-American rally, but it ain't the good kind. Back at the office, Mary Jane stops by for a visit. At least her I can complain to. I tell her Miss Stacy's father was a rat who ran around with a bunch of other rats, and I shot him in self-defense. And then I end up going to the rally. I just can't keep myself away from Nazis and gangsters. If it were up to me, I let them both bump each other off, so I can pick off whoever's left. Time to dance, goons. This is the best part of the ballroom. Cleaning up messes is what I do. So I start bouncing them around like basketballs. At least until the big palooka stepped in and punched my last plane ticket. He's actually got a few tricks up his sleeve. He rocked me. He's not just a dirtbag. He's a chemical steam bag. Oh, hey, now I really gotta let loose. Get loud and nasty. You could say I'll start playing patty cake with their kidneys. But I wouldn't even give them the skin off a grape. They try and tell me to smarten up, but when I do, I'll get a smart boy to do it. The Nazi goon evaporated away and now I need a drink. Then back at the office, I'm awaited by Miss Stacy. Now there's a dame with a cover charge, eyes glistening like gasoline puddles. She says she can't sleep and she wants me to stay with her. And what do I say? I'll get my toothbrush. Well, now you know the whole sticky situation, friend. It's not every day a janitor makes his own mess, but when he does, he always mops twice.